Good morning, children. Today we are going to see the remaining topics of the chapter 17, Gandhiji leads the nation. Children, in the last class, we discussed about the topic Mahatma Gandhiji, then arrival of Gandhiji, then Roulette Act 1919, then the Jalandhar Massacre and Non-Cooperation Movement. Okay, children. Now, I am going to give quick revision for these topics. Children, first we will learn Mahatma Gandhiji. Children, when was Mahatma Gandhiji born? Yes, Mahatma Gandhi was born on October 2, 1869. Children, what is the full name of Gandhiji? Yes, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. Children, where was Gandhiji born? Yes, Mahatma Gandhi was born at Porbandar in Gujarat. Children, Gandhiji helped to free Indians from the British rule through non-violence. Children, which method was adopted by Gandhiji against the British? Yes, he adopted non-violence by Gandhiji against the British. Children, to show their respect, the people of India addressed him as Mahatma, which means great soul in Sanskrit. Children, Mahatma means great soul. Children, where did Gandhiji study law? Yes, Gandhiji studied law in London and then went to South Africa to practice law. Children, at the time, who ruled over South Africa? Yes, South Africa was ruled by the British. Children, Gandhiji followed principles of courage, non-violence and truth. Children, he called it Satyagraha. Children, when did Gandhiji go to practice law? At the age of 23, Gandhiji went to South Africa to practice law. So, he spent 21 years South Africa. Children, when was Gandhiji returned to India? Yes, in 1915, Gandhiji returned to India. Children, then arrival of Gandhiji. On returning to India, Gandhiji became an important part of the Indian National Congress. At the time, Gandhiji saw the poor condition of the Indians under the British rule. Then, Gandhiji started working for India's freedom. Children, who were called untouchables? Yes, higher caste people ill-treated lower caste people and the lower caste people were called untouchables. Children, the divide in the Indian society due to religion, caste and gender was preventing India from achieving freedom. So children, Gandhiji believed in courage, truth and non-violence. Children, Gandhiji worked on the social as well as the political front for the freedom of India. Children, next we learn Roulette Act of 1919. Children, the Roulette Act of 1919 led to agitations by the Indians. Children, after the First World War, the British passed several unjust laws to suppress the Indians. In 1990, they passed new laws under the Roulette Act. Children, under this act, anybody would be arrested and put in prison without a trial. Children, Gandhiji asked the people protest against such unfair laws. Children, many people became a part of Gandhiji's Satyagraha movement and protested non-violently. Children, in the year 1919, the British government passed a new law called Roulette Act. Children, under this act, the British had the power to arrest anybody and keep him in prison without any trial. Children, even they would not hold meetings, would not public papers that had anything against the British. Children, the Roulette Act led to agitations by political leaders as well as the common public across the entire nation. Children, it reached the pinnacle in Amritsar. Children, then we learn Jalandhar Massacre. Children, on 13th April 1919, people gathered in small park in Amritsar called Jalandhar Bagh to protest against the arrest of two leaders, Satyabal and Shai Bugin. Children, when did Jalandhar Bagh massacre held? Yes, Jalandhar Bagh massacre held on April 13, 1919. A feasible public meeting was organized at Jalandhar Bagh in Amritsar. Children, General Tyre of the British Army blocked the only exit and asked his troops to open fire at the crowd. Children, General Tyre, who was not in favor of this meeting, ordered his troops to close the only entrance of the bark and commanded them to open fire on the gathered people without any warning. Children, thousands of men, women, and children were mercilessly killed. This was a shocking incident of violence after which people lost faith in the British government. And this led to the Non-Cooperation Movement. Children, when did Jalandhar Bagh take place? Yes, the Jalandhar Bagh massacre took place on 13th April 1919. Children, the massacre of Jalandhar Bagh, the worst incident in the history of India. Children, then we learn Non-Cooperation Movement. Children, Mahatma Gandhi started this movement to stop the functioning of the British government. Children, people were asked to boycott law, not to pay taxes, wear only Indian clothes, and stop sending their children to British schools and colleges. So, children, people were asked not to cooperate with the British government. Children, it was non-violent dissidence movement called the Non-Cooperation Movement. Children, what are the futures of Non-Cooperation Movement? Yes, thousands of students and teachers left schools. Lawyers boycotted law courts. Then many people left their government jobs. Subhash Chandra Bose resigned from the Indian civil service. So these are all futures of Non-Cooperation Movement. Children, the Non-Cooperation Movement was great success even though the British government tried to suppress the movement using violent means and arresting several leaders. So children, Gandhiji did not leave his path of non-violence. So children, Gandhiji wanted the movement to be feasible. Children, when was Non-Cooperation Movement started? Yes, the Non-Cooperation Movement was started in 1920. Who started? Yes, Gandhiji started. Children, Gandhiji launched the Non-Cooperation Movement in 1920. Okay children, now we are going to discuss about Chauri Chaura incident. Children, on 5th February 1922, some people who were part of the movement became violent and set fire to a police Saugi at Chauri Chaura in Uttar Pradesh. Children, 22 policemen died in this unfortunate incident. Children, in 1922, the people participating in the Non-Cooperation Movement turned violent at Chauri Chaura, a small town in Uttar Pradesh. Children, at that time there were violent clashes between a group of education people and the local police. The British police opened fire at the mob, which agitated the Indians further. Children, and they set a police station on fire, killing 22 policemen. Children, this act of violence shocked the Gandhiji and he withdrew the movement immediately. Children, non-cooperations and the local police. So, the police station and fire killing 22 policemen. Children, this act of violence shocked Gandhiji. Then, some of the Indian leaders were disappointed with the withdrawal of the movement and they continued their revolt for independence. Children, a new group of revolutionaries like Bhagwat Singh, Rajaguru, Chandrasekhar Azad, Jadin Das, and many more became active. Children, they sacrificed their lives. So, children, this shocked the foundation of British rule in India. Children, then a few more leaders who took active part in the struggle for freedom came to the front. Children, some of them were Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, Sarojini Naidu, Rajagopalachari, Motilal Nehru, Jawaharlal Nehru, etc. Children, so finally the national movement spread all over India. Children, now we are going to discuss about Simon Commission. Children, in 1927, the British government appointed a commission to look into the problems of the people of India. Children, it was headed by Sir John Simon and consisted of 6 other members, all belonging to the British Parliament. Children, there was not a single Indian member. So, the Indians took this as a humiliation. Children, Simon Commission, the law and order situation in the country was getting out of control. Children, the government decided to make some changes and appointed the Simon Commission. Children, there was no Indian in the commission. The Congress decided to boycott it. Children, under the leadership of Lala Lajpati Rai, it was decided to boycott the Simon Commission. Children, the British government appointed the Simon Commission to improve the condition in India. Then, this commission was headed by Sir Simon and all its other members were the British. Children, this commission visited India in 1928. Children, the Indians under the leadership of Congress boycotted the commission. Children, staged demonstrations were held by the Indians. Children, they shouted the slogan, Simon go back. Children, they shouted the slogan, Simon go back. The commission was greeted with black flags and slogans. Children, Lala Lajpati Rai was badly injured in Lahore. On November 17, 1928, he died. Children, when did the Lala Lajpati Rai die? Yes, on November 17th, 1928, Lala Lajpati Rai died. Children, when did Lala Lajpati Rai injure? Yes, Lala Lajpati Rai was badly injured in Lahore. Children, what was the Simon Commission? Yes, the British government appointed a commission to look into the problems of the people of India. Children, the commission appointed by the British government which was protested under the leadership of Lala Lajpati Rai. Children, next we are going to discuss about civil disobedience movement. Children, the Indian National Congress demanded complete independence, that means Purana Swaraj, from the British. Children, in 1930, Gandhiji started the civil disobedience movement. The goal of achieving complete independence or Purna Swaraj was adopted by the Congress in 1929. Children, the civil disobedience movement began on 6 April 1930 with the Dandi March. Children, Indians were not allowed to manufacture salt. Children, the British had complete control over its manufacture. So, the Indians had to buy salt from the British at high prices. Children, Gandhiji inaugurated the civil disobedience movement on March 12, 1930 by conducting the Dandi Salt March. Children, by doing so, he broke the salt law imposed by the British government on the Indians. Children, Gandhiji launched the civil disobedience movement in 1930 by starting the Dandi Salt March. Children, next we are going to discuss about the Dandi March. Children, according to the salt law, Indians were not allowed to make salt from seawater. Then Indians were not allowed to manufacture salt. Children, the British had complete control over its manufacture. So, the Indians had to buy salt from the British at high prices. Children, so Gandhi defied the law and along with 78 followers started the Dandi March. Children, Gandhiji called upon Indians to stop paying taxes, especially the tax on salt. Children, he decided to break the salt law. Under it, the Indians were not allowed to make salt from seawater. Children, beginning from his ashramam at Sabramadi in Ahmedabad, they walked over 30 kilometers on foot along the Gujarat coast. Children, on March 20, 1930, they reached Dandi village. Children, inspired by Gandhiji, many more people along the coast of India break the salt law. Children, so the movement spread to the entire country. Children, the British were shocked to see such large masses participating in the march. So, at last in 1935, British government was forced to introduce some reforms in India. They passed the Government of India Act 1935. According to the Act, Indians now had the right to elect the representatives for the government. So, children, Indians now had the right to elect the representatives for the government. Then, the Indians now wanted the British to leave India. Children, the Dandi March was a protest against the unfair salt law of the British. Children, in 1930, Gandhiji launched the civil disobedience movement with the Dandi March to break salt rule. Children, in 1930, Gandhiji launched the civil disobedience movement. Then the Government of India Act was passed in 1935. Children, why Gandhiji conducted Dandi Salt March? Yes, the salt law Indians were not allowed to make salt from seawater. Children, next we are going to discuss about Quick India Movement. Quick India Movement with the beginning of the Second World War in September 1939. Children, when did the First World War broke out? Yes, the First World War broke out in 1914 to 1918. It came to an end in 19 18. Children, the Congress declared that India would not join the war until the British granted a complete independence. They held talks with the British, but it failed. Children, the Congress under the leadership of Gandhiji launched the Quit India movement in August 1942. Children, Gandhiji gave the message to the people, do or die. Children, which meant either we win freedom or die for the same. Gandhiji and other leaders were arrested. There were violent protests all over the country. Then the Quit India movement made the British realize that they would not rule India any longer by force. Children, British decided to leave India and go away. Children, Quit India movement was launched in 1942 in response to Gandhiji's call for immediate independence. Children, the movement launched in response to Gandhiji's call for immediate independence is called Quit India movement. Children, the British army tried to crush the movement but were not successful as the Indians were now determined to achieve freedom and continued to fight bravely. So, it was the final step towards India's independence. Children, it was the final step to achieve India's independence. Children, what was the popular slogan for the Quit India movement? Yes, the popular slogan for the Quit India movement, do or die, which meant either we win freedom or die for the same. Children, the Quit India movement was launched with the goal of achieving complete independence. Children, next we are going to discuss about the Indian National Army. Children, the Indian National Army was founded by Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. He organized the Indian National Army with the help of the Japanese. Children, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose gave the famous slogan Jai Hind, Delhi Chalo. Children, the Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose was elected as a president of the Indian National Congress twice. Children, who was Indian National Army found? Yes, the Indian National Army was founded by Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Children, Subhash Chandra Bose had been elected president of the Indian National Congress twice. Children, Subhash Chandra Bose was lovingly called Netaji. Children, he was convinced that the British would never leave India peaceably. Children, he went to Japan from where he organized an army of 40,000 Indian soldiers. Children, he called it the Azad Hind Fauji or the Indian National Army. Children, by whom was the Indian National Army formed? Yes, Subhash Chandra Bose was the Indian National Army formed. What were the famous slogans given by this great Indian leader? Yes, Jai Hind and Delhi Chalo were famous slogans of Subhash Chandra Bose. Children, Subhash Chandra Bose escaped from India in 1941 and organized the struggle against the British from outside India. Children, in 1945, after the World War II ended, the British accepted the fact that they would no longer rule India and decided to give it freedom. Children, when was the World War came to an end? In 1945, the World War II came to an end. Children, in 1945, after the end of World War II, the British had no option but to give India independence, and on 15th August 1947, India became a free country. Children, India finally became a free nation. Children, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru as it is first Prime Minister and Dr. Rajendra Prasad the first President. Children, who was the first President of India? Yes, the first President of India was Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Children, who was the first Prime Minister of India? Yes, the first Prime Minister of India, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Children, who introduced divide and rule policy in India? Yes, the British introduced divide and rule policy in India. Children, the divide and rule policy which resulted in differences amongst the Hindus and Muslims. This led to the partition of India into two parts, India and Pakistan. Children, Muhammad Ali Jinnah became the leader of Pakistan. So children, on August 15, 1947, India finally became a free nation. Children, in which year India got independence? Yes, India got independence on August 15, 1947. Okay children, now we are going to give quick revision for in the chapter. We learned Chauri Chaura incident. Children, in 1922, the people participating in the non-cooperation movement turned violent at Chauri Chaura, a small town in Uttar Pradesh. They set fire to a police station, killing 22 British policemen inside. Children, Gandhiji was deeply upset as his movement was based on non-violence. Children, Gandhiji immediately called for an end to the non-cooperation movement. Children, the British arrested and jailed Gandhiji. Children, then we learn Simon Commission. Children, Simon Commission in 1927, the British government appointed a commission to look into the problems of the people of India. Children, it was headed by Sir John Simon and consisted of 6 other members. The Congress decided to boycott it. Children, the commission came to India in 1929 and was greeted with the slogan, Simon, go back. Children, next we learn civil disobedience movement. Children, the Indian National Congress demanded complete independence or Purna Swaraj from the British. Children, prominent leaders like Jawaharlal Nehru, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, Sarojini Naidu, etc. Children, Gandhiji inaugurated the civil disobedience movement on March 12, 1930 by conducting the Dandi Salt March. Children, then we learn the Dandi March. Children, according to the salt law, Indians were not allowed to make salt from seawater. Children, the British had complete control over its manufacture, so the Indians had to buy salt from the British at high prices. Children, the Dandi village on March 20, 1930 inspired Gandhiji. Many more people along the coast of India broke the salt law. So, at last in 1935, British government was forced to introduce some reforms in India. Children, they passed the Government of Indian Act 1935. Children, then we learn Quit India movement. The Quit India movement spread to all parts of the country. Children, it was during this time that Gandhiji coined the slogan Do or Die. Gandhiji created new words, the slogan Do or Die. Children, so it was the final step to achieve India's independence. Children, lastly we learn the Indian National Army. Children, the Indian National Army was founded by Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Children, Netaji was elected as a president of Indian National Congress twice. Children, in 1945, after the end of World War II, the British had no option but give India independence. And on 15th August 1947, India became a free country. So, children, on August 15, 1947, India finally became a free nation. Okay, children, now we are going to discuss about book exercise. Children, in this lesson, book page number 132, book exercise. Children, first one, A, tick the correct option, that is strong. So, children, you change into the right, true or false. First question, the Dandi Salt March was led by Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Children, what is the answer? Yes, the answer is false. Children, what is the correct answer? Yes, the Dandi Salt March was led by Gandhiji. Children, second question, Lala Lajpati Rai led the protest against Simon Commission. What is the answer? Yes, the answer is true. Children, Lala Lajpati Rai led the protest against Simon. Third question, Bhagwat Singh, Rajaguru, Sukhdev were some of the revolutionaries. Yes, the answer is true. Fourth question, the Chaura incident led to the immediate withdrawal of the non-cooperation movement. Yes, the answer is true. Children, the Chaura incident led to the immediate withdrawal of the non-cooperation movement. Fifth question, the Indian National Army was founded by Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. What is the answer? Yes, the answer is true. Children, the Indian National Army was founded by Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Children, next we are going to discuss about identify the act or the movement. First question, under this act the British had the power to arrest anybody and keep him in prison without any trial. Yes, the answer is Roulette Act. Children, under this act the British had the power to arrest anybody and keep him in prison without any trial. That is Roulette Act. The agenda of this movement was not to cooperate with British. Yes, the answer is non-cooperation movement. Children, the agenda of this movement was not to cooperate with British. That is non-cooperation movement. Third question, the commission appointed by the British government which was protested under the leadership of Lala Lajpati Rai. What is the answer? Yes, the answer is Simon Commission. Children, the commission appointed by the British government which was protested under the leadership of Lala Lajpati Rai. This movement is called Simon Commission. Fourth question, the act under which Indians had the right to elect their representatives for the government. Dash. Yes, the answer is Government of Indian Act. Children, the act under which Indians had the right to elect their representatives for the government. This movement is called Government of Indian Act. Fifth question, the movement launched in response to Gandhiji's call for immediate independence. Dash. This is the answer. Yes, the answer is Quit India Movement. Children, the movement launched in response to Gandhiji's call for immediate independence. The movement is called Quit India Movement. Okay, children, now we are going to discuss about worksheet. Children, in this lesson, worksheet part 1. First Roman, tick the correct answer. First question, on 30th April 1919, a public meeting was held at Jalandhar Bagh. Dash. Option A, Amritsar. Option B, Kolkata. Option C, Delhi. Option D, Gujarat. What is the answer? Yes. Option A, Amritsar. Children, on 13th April 1919, a public meeting was held at Jalandhar Bagh. in Amritsar? Second question, Gandhiji launched the non-cooperation movement in dash. Option A 1919, option B 1923, option C 1920, option D 1915. What is the answer? Yes. Yes, the answer is option C 1920. Children, Gandhiji launched the non-cooperation movement in 1920. Third question, the Swadesi movement led to dash. Option A, people refusing to use British goods. Option B, the division of Bengal. Option C, both A and B. Option D, freedom from British rule. What is the correct answer? Yes, option A, people refusing to use British goods. Children, the Swadesi movement led to people refusing to use British goods. Children, next one, fourth question. People had gathered peaceably at Jalandhar Bagh to protest against the dash. Option A, Roulette Act. Option B, Government of India Act. Option C, Partition of India into India and Pakistan. Option D, Capture of Bhagwat Singh. What is the answer? Yes, the answer is option A, Roulette Act. Children, people had gathered peaceably at Jalandhar Bagh to protest against the Roulette Act. Fifth question, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was born on dash. Option A, October 2, 1869. Option B, October 5, 1869. Option C, November 2, 1869. Option D, November 5, 1869. What is the correct answer? Yes, the answer is option A, October 2, 1869. Children, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was born on October 2, 1869. Children, next one, second Roman, fill in the blanks. First question, on 13th April 1919, people gathered in a small park in Amritsar called Das Bagh. Yes, the answer is Jalandhar Bagh. On 13th April 1919, people gathered in a small park in Amritsar called Jalandhar Bagh. Second question, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was born in 1869 at Das, Gujarat. Yes, the answer is Porbandar. Children, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was born in 1869 at Porbandar, Gujarat. Third question, Mahatma Gandhi came back to India from Das. He used Das to fight the British. Yes, the answer is South Africa and Satyagraha. Children, Mahatma Gandhi came back to India from South Africa. He used Satyagraha to fight the British. Fourth question, Das launched the non-cooperation movement in 1920. Yes, the answer is Gandhiji. Children, Gandhiji launched the non-cooperation movement in 1920. Fifth question, Das resigned from the Indian Civil Service. Yes, the answer is Subhash Chandra Bose. Children, Subhash Chandra Bose resigned from the Indian Civil Service. Children, next one, write true or false. First question, the Roulette Act allowed the British to arrest and imprison Indians without a trial. What is the answer? Yes, the answer is false. Children, what is the correct statement? The Roulette Act allowed the British to arrest and prison Indians without a trial. Children, second question, the Roulette Act was passed in 1920. What is the correct answer? Yes, the answer is false. What is the correct answer? The Roulette Act was passed in 1919. Third question, a peaceable protest insisting on truth is known as Satyagraha. What is the answer? Answer is true. Children, a peaceable protest insisting on truth is known as Satyagraha. Fourth question, Gandhiji believed in courage, truth and non-violence. What is the answer? Yes, the answer is true. Children, Gandhiji believed in courage, truth and non-violence. Fifth question, Gandhiji came back to India in 1914. What is the answer? The answer is false. What is the correct answer? Yes, Gandhiji came back to India in 1915. Children, next fourth Roman, match the following. First question, Roulette Act. What is the answer? Yes, the answer is British rule. Children, Roulette Act, British rule. Second question, Jalandhar Bagh. What is the answer? Yes, the answer is massacre. Children, Jalandhar Bagh massacre. Third question, non-cooperation movement. What is the answer? Yes, the answer is 1920. Children, the non-cooperation movement in 1920. Fourth question, Gandhiji. What is the answer? Yes, the answer is Satyagraha. Children, Gandhiji Satyagraha. Fifth question, boycott movement. What is the answer? The answer is refuse. Children, boycott movement, refuse. Okay children, I hope you all understand this chapter clearly. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you.